I was clean for 5 years, and I thought I was happy. I thought I knew myself. I thought I was strong enough to do everything. I knew all my triggers, all that shit. I was going to celebrate recovery. I was happy. But it took one comment from my sister one day on the wrong day for made me say fuck it. And I went, all right, well, I'm Anthony, 33, born and raised, lived here my entire life. Back in high school, I was a trash can. Basically, did anything and everything, whatever was around, I did it. I got clean for a while. I was clean for about 5 years, and then I don't know, met her and hanging out. I guess she was using she was using mostly the meth, kind of behind my back. When it wasn't a big deal, she was trying to get clean at the same time, and it all happened with one day. My sister said something to me, and it just made me snap, and I relapsed and started shooting meth, IV, and well, we got married, um, had kids. It's been a struggle ever since. Keep telling myself it's all right. Keep trying to get better. It's it's hard. It's hard because I don't know. Comes to find out, it's like people that you want to rely on the most. It's like they're the first people to turn their back on you, and it's a struggle because anymore. What I thought was my family is not my family. Just trying to live it just day by day, and it never gets easier. It never does. It's just, I don't know. It's almost like you take too much pride into claiming defeat on yourself, so you just keep trying. You're like by yourself, but it's just I don't know. It's hard because you're just coming to the realization that it's something that you're never going to be able to do by yourself. I don't know. So now it's just living day by day, just trying to scrape by and trying to find a way to, I don't know, start my family back. And I don't know, it's hard to talk to anybody about because if you haven't been there, you don't know how hard it is. I don't know.
Are you still battling with meth right now?
It's a constant thing in my day. Like it's like I haven't used it in a few days just because it's like, yeah, we don't have any money, we don't have nothing like that. And anymore, it's getting to the point where it's like, if I had money, like I don't even think I would spend it on drugs. I would just try to get my family back with it. But it's easier to find the drugs than it is to find that secure spots where you can get your family back. Because anymore, like with the system and everything, it's like you have to jump through so many hoops and prove so many points to everybody else that it's like it's so much easier just to say fuck it and get high and like do it that day than it is to say, you know what, I'm better than this. I'm gonna get my kids back. It makes it's a downward spiral. And it's just it's hard. It's hard because it takes so much time to gain back something that you lost over like one decision that you made. And like right now I'm not high. I haven't been high in a couple of days, but it's like, like right now, if I had the money, I want to say, yeah, I'd go find a room, get cleaned up, I'd find, I'd get the help that I needed. But sitting down, it's like, fuck, you turn around the corner, it's like, hey, you want a blue, or hey, you want some of this? And it's like, you say, fuck it, why not? Because you have the cash in your pocket. But anymore, it's like, it's easier to say junkie than it is to fucking say you're better than that. And that's where the struggle is. It has nothing to do with what you actually ultimately want. It's what's gonna get you through the day. So it's hard to get that mindset of setting a goal and being able to achieve it because I had that goal once too. I wanted to be clean. I want to be a better person. I want to be proud of myself. And it's so difficult to just set that mindset back up to where it's like you've been beaten down to the point where it's like you can't even ask your parents for help. Like you can't ask, people that love you for help because it's like, well, fuck, you don't even know, like, did they even really love me? Because, here I am, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I can't even turn around and ask them for help without them saying, like, scolding you for the shit that already happened. And it's like, what happened. It's like, supposed to live, let live, but nobody does that. You know, they don't want you to pay your dues over and over again, shit that you've already paid twice over, and it's like, fuck, I can't even see my kids. You know, so
Are they with family right now?
no, well, they're with my sister-in-law, but she's like one of the biggest barriers that set up us like to prevent us from getting our kids back. And they everybody said that they're on your side and all this shit. And it's like they turn around, and they want something that you already gained, that you earned yourself. They want to turn around and steal it from you, and basically throw you out to the fucking curb because it's easy. It's easy to steal from everybody else. Like they sit there and it's like, all right, we're gonna take everything that you gained, we're gonna kick dirt in your face, kick you to the curb, and you're gonna have to work twice as hard for something that you already fucking earned. And it's one of the struggles where it's like it just makes you fucking hate everybody around you because you can't trust anybody. You know, it's an everyday struggle, and it just makes you lose faith in humanity.
And how old are you right now, Anthony?
Right now, I'm 33.
33. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah, I tried my first opiates when I was 25, so I was a late bloomer. But I've been partying ever since I turned 18, then 21, hit the bars and
yeah,
all that crap. I still get approached by people at the Circle K. This lady's like, "Hey, do you got a blue?"
yeah.
It's like, no, I'm sorry, but I understand what she was going through because she was on the ground. I could tell she was hurting.
Yeah.
Like detox, and I understand. I totally get it. I've been there. I was like, no,
Yeah.
man, I'm sorry. I still get approached, man, and it is everywhere.
Yeah.
100%, bro. Have you tried the blues before?
Yeah, I have,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like it sucked too because I went to detox and shit, and it's like I wanted to go, you know, for me and everything, and you know, my wife and you know, my kids and all that shit. I want to go to detox, do residential, all that shit, and everything else because like I had a good job and all that shit, and it's like um, and so I started smoking blues, and I went into detox, and I was smoking crack, shooting coke, shooting meth, drinking, doing blues for like 2 weeks straight. I was fucking on a binger, and like I went in and like I did my piss test and all that shit, and it's like the insurance almost didn't want to take me into detox because I didn't have enough shit in my system. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it made no sense. The lady did my intake. I had to basically redo my paperwork and lie just so my insurance would let me go into a detox. And it's like, I mean, I was getting fucked up like constantly, like all day for like 2 weeks straight, and like still like even then like it was hard for me to even get into a detox to get a start. You know, it's like how the fuck like to me it didn't make sense because I was like, all right, we're all sitting there like faded for 2 weeks straight, and it's like they still didn't even want to help me. You know, like it's like how far deep do you have to actually go before somebody's actually gonna reach out their hand and say, hey, you know what, come on, you're bringing help you.
Yeah.
You know, because like I've seen a lot of people in law were shaved knee, but it's like at the same time, it's like you have to be like pretty fucking rock bottom to even get help from anybody. And it's like now it's like I can't even go into a detox and shit because it's like like they're not gonna accept me. You know,
Yeah, because
it's
you
like,
either have to be drunk.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
even if you're clean for a few days,
yeah,
you have to have slam some whiskey or
you have to have some heavy shit in your
something in
system
your
for them to
system.
even fucking
Yeah,
help. And
been
it's
there,
like,
dog. Yeah.
because it's like even if you try to help yourself, it's like it's already too late for them because it's like nobody's gonna fucking help you because they're like, all right, you're starting to walk. We're gonna put you in this marathon, see how far you can get. And it's like it doesn't work like that. You know, it's like for people like like with me and shit, it's like I want to get my family back. I want to start over. I want to do everything right, but it's harder for me versus somebody who's completely rock bottom that doesn't want to help. And it's like I just it's a never ending fucking battle. It's like where does the help come? You know, like when you actually need it, like where does it come? Like when you want the help and you've been asking for help, it's like nobody wants to help you because they're like, well, you want help, so we're gonna put you on the back burner. It's like it's I don't know. For me, it's kind of a shitty situation because I have no fucking idea. Like I don't have resource. I have no idea where to start. You know, it's like just starting day by day. It's like so I don't know.
I remember that frustration, and this one time I wanted to get into rehab, so I contacted, I think it was Cope or Kodak, and they put me on a waiting list for like 2 weeks. I was like, what am I going to do in 2 weeks, bro? So I just said, screw it, right? So I'm just going to cause more havoc for myself, you know? I understand, bro. Do you have like a tent, or you just stay wherever?
Kind of, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You have a little makeshift one as if he's like shitty, whatever. But I mean, it's like, it's like we were staying like as I had a storage unit, but all of our shit's gonna get gone in like the next day or so because it's like we were sleeping in the fucking storage unit, and they're like, all right, well, whatever, we're kicking you out. You have this many days to get all your shit out. And it's like I have nowhere to fucking move it. It's like I have, so I'm like, whatever. I was like, Jim was like, hey, if you want, you can help me move my shit. You can have whatever the fuck you want in my storage. Just get it the fuck out of there so I don't lose everything. But I don't even care about anything that's in there. It's like I just let it all go and just fucking start over fresh somewhere. But it's like even then, it's like even then nobody wants like to fucking put out one hand and say, hey, you know what, we'll help you. We'll take out your shit for you, but we'll help you get your shit out so you don't lose it completely and like it doesn't just. But
Yeah.
like no, nobody wants to fucking help. Like everybody says they want to help, everyone wants to put out hands and shit like that, saying, yeah, we'll help you, we'll help you, we'll help you. And it's like, in the end, it's like, no, they fucking don't. Because it's like, even if you offer them free shit, and it's like, they still want to fucking give you the time of day. And it's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's a pain in the ass. But it's hard to breathe sometimes. Sometimes you wake up and it's like, you don't want to get up. You don't want to walk around. It's like, it's like you just, I don't know. It's a never ending circle. It's just never ending.
It's like Groundhog's Day every day.
Exactly.
Wake up,
Same
boom.
shit, same day. Fucking nobody wants to help. Everybody says they want to help, but at the end, they don't give a fuck. And it's sad, but it's one way to learn like who's actually there for you and who's not.
So since you've been out here in the streets, what's been like the wildest day of your life or craziest experience you've had?
Craziest day of my life is a day that I can actually sit there and smile and be proud of myself. I mean, because one of those days that very rarely fucking happens. To where you actually feel like you accomplished something. That's probably the craziest day that I've had is a day that I was saying, you know what, we actually did something good. We actually did all right today. That's probably the craziest day that you're gonna have out here. Is the day that you actually felt like you accomplished something good. Because anymore,
it's so rare.
Yeah, it's so rare, and anymore it's like you just feel like shit. Like nothing's really fucking worth it anymore. And it's like honestly, we were talking just the other night. It's like what sucks is like if we came up missing, nobody would fucking know that we're gone. Nobody would fucking know. Nobody asked. Nobody cares, and nobody know that we would fucking exist. Like it would take me years to even find out. Like hey, whatever happened to so and so. We have no idea.
We got locked in the store.
We got locked in our own store.
No.
Yeah, for 2 days.
For 2 days, they locked
2
us
fucking
in our
days.
store.
They put a lockout on our store, and for 2 days.
Like overnight?
Oh,
2 days.
2 days straight.
2 days?
They put a lockout on our thing, and we were in the
so they
basement one, so there's no service in it.
Oh my God.
Nobody goes in the basement one. We're stuck there 2 days, and they locked us in there for 2 fucking days, and we were just like, well, fuck, no way to get out, nothing, and it's just like we just started thinking about it. It's like if we came up missing, like nobody even fucking asked about us, But then that's when you start to realize it's like people always say they cared, and it's like they're not gonna be there.
How'd you guys get out?
Eventually,
Finally, yesterday, they
Somebody-
realized we were down there.
Finally yesterday,
you got it
they
yesterday.
unlocked
Oh
it to
my
open up the
God.
storage unit, and we're sitting there, and they're like, "Oh fuck!" And we're like, "What the fuck?" And they're like,
Wow, bro.
"Well, why didn't you call it? We can't. We're in the basement. We can't hear us."
No,
Like
yeah.
they locked us in there, and we forgot about it for 2 days straight. And we're just like made you realize, well, if something happens to us, nobody's gonna go looking for us, And like that's one of the struggles. Like it's not even a struggle; it's kind of a relief sometimes because
Yeah.
you get to the point where it's like you feel like you're such a burden on everybody else. It's just like you get to that point, you're like, well, fuck it, It's like we're not a burden on anybody, so we're probably doing them a favor. So it's like, why ask for help anymore? So I mean, that's what it kind of comes down to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So is there anything you want people to know about addiction or homelessness?
Addiction is something it's always gonna be there. It doesn't matter whether you're clean or not. It doesn't matter how hard you're trying. Because I mean, like me, I was clean for 5 years, and I thought I was happy. I thought I knew myself. I thought I was strong enough to do everything. I knew all my triggers, all that shit. I was going to celebrate recovery. I was happy. But at the end of the day, it's like the one comment that I was I'm certified sponsor and
Sponsor
everything.
people.
Yeah, everything. I did 12 everything.
Steps, all that.
All of it.
Yeah, you know the program.
Yeah, and all that shit, and it's like it took one comment from my sister one day on the wrong day made me say fuck it, and I
So it
relapsed.
set you off. Something she said.
Yeah, just one fuck it. And I was like, you know what? She still referred to me as a tweaker and all that shit. I was like, I was clean for 5 years. I was doing so fucking good for myself, and I was like, I wasn't strong enough, and it caught me off guard, and ever since then, my life just went into a spiral in it.
Yeah.
The one thing is if you're an addict, it's like typically they say, yeah, you're born with it. You're gonna be an addict for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is, and it's always gonna be there. It's just matter is like if you fall, you can't let it beat yourself up. You can't let it catch you off guard, because if it catches you off guard, I mean, you're never gonna fucking get out. And if you find yourself to where you can't get out, you got to keep finding it, because if not, then you're just gonna be another number. You're gonna be a statistic of somebody who lost their life. Everybody's worth something in this life, no matter what it is. Everybody has a purpose, and you got to keep fighting until you find what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
You're right, bro. Addiction will always be there. This is the longest I've ever been clean in my life, and I've relapsed so many times, but I'm just taking it day by day, dude. Because complacency always took me down.
Yeah, you can't get
And
comfortable.
my addiction is always going to be with me. It's always going to be in the next room doing push-ups, just waiting for me to fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, just waiting.
That's what it is. You have to occupy your time with something positive. Everything negative you throw away, you have to fill it up with something positive. You know, you can't throw something bad away and then just twiddle your thumbs, because, you know, the devil's gonna come and he's gonna find something for you to fuck up with. I mean, you know.
I told a story a while back. One of the worst relapses I ever had is relapsing with a head full of recovery, because I didn't utilize the coping mechanisms. No, I just said fuck it and then just smoked my shit. You know, like that was one of the worst. Next morning I woke up, that shame and guilt was eating me. And in order to mask that, I just smoked more, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the right thing, I guess, you know, I just said F it. But that shame and guilt is strong.
It's not. It's easier to fucking get deeper in the hole than it is to climb your way out. It always is. You know, and it's just. But no matter what, you have to believe. You have to tell yourself and believe yourself that you're actually worth something, because nobody's gonna fucking tell you that. Nobody's gonna tell you what your worth is. Nobody's gonna tell you that you're worth anything. Nobody's gonna tell you that you are their pride. You have to believe for yourself. You can't do it for anybody else. You have to do it for yourself. Because if you do it if you get clean, if you stay clean, if you fight for any other reason other than yourself, then it's not gonna work. It's never gonna work.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could be clean for 30 years, you know, but come to find out you were doing it just so that you can feel proud of yourself because of somebody else. It's not gonna work. Right. It's gonna fucking shatter, and you're gonna relapse, and it's gonna make you crash. You have to do it for you, and that's it. It's ultimately, you have to be good for you and you only, because it's not gonna work any other way.
So 2 more questions. I don't want to keep you too long. What are some of the challenges you face being in a relationship out here and battling addiction?
Well, I mean, basically, we get on each other's nerves quite a bit.
Understandably.
One of us is clean, the other one's not.
Yeah, it's always like, you know, when we're both clean at the same time, we're fine. We don't argue at all, but it's like, it's one of those things. It's like, if one of us isn't clean and then the other one is, and it's like, it's a constant battle, because it's just like we drag each other down. But I mean, fuck.
It's the reassurance in each other, knowing that even today, even last night, you know, sleeping outside, waking up with bugs in our face, like, that's fine, because we weren't alone.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, who else can you pick out of the suburbs to make himself comfortable? We didn't freeze, we didn't do anything. We still had something, like some snacks on us. Like, who else can do that? We don't steal from people. We don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing I'm proud to say. Yeah, I might be an addict, but
we pay our way.
I've never stolen from anyone. I've never fucked anyone over.
We don't know anybody anything, you know, except for ourselves. We are ourselves peace of mind, but other than that, we don't owe anything to anybody.
But it's the hardest thing when, before you ran into us, I just stopped and asked him, so what are you doing? Like, why? I get what I'm doing. I know why I'm still where I'm at. I'm not done punishing myself. I'm not done staying mad. But what are you doing? And that, I think, is the hardest thing, because, I mean, I love Anthony. And I see so much inside of Anthony. I always have, since I was 13, you know? And I don't get it. But having him tell me the same things sometimes makes good days bad. Bad days good. Makes it to where if I don't see something inside me, he might.
So are you sober right now?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm not.
If you guys
well, I guess technically, yeah, I am, but
yeah.
I'm like, I'm detoxing
for today. Yeah.
I'm detoxing. We're not even in the mood for looking for anything. We're just in the mood for figuring it out.
Yeah. So if the time comes, you guys decide to maybe get off the streets or go into rehab or something like that, are you going to try and find a place where you could go together? Or
that's what I was hoping for.
We actually looked into it. I did go to Buena Vista. I went through the detox program, the residential program. I graduated from the IOP program and everything like that. I've done all that. I actually am a certified recovery support specialist as well.
Me too.
It's just,
Oh yeah.
We actually were calling around, and I think we can go there to the detox together, but we just couldn't do the residential together.
But getting into the detox, you have to have a lot of shit in your system for him to take it.
So
you know,
where that
or
was our next move was we're gonna
Figure
maybe
out
figure something out to
somewhere
get
where
it to
we
where
can
we
go
can both
together.
get in, and from there have some help, because I went there a year ago and they were very helpful. And I know Cope, I know Left and Terra, I know Kodak, I know freaking Intermountain, I know everything.
All the
It's like,
resources. Yeah.
I know them all, but for some reason, internally, I'm not worthy enough by myself. But with him, I think I can be.
Is Buena Vista the somewhat new place?
One of
Have a
yeah,
TV in there, like
there's
a room or
3 of
something?
them. Chandler, Scottsdale,
Okay.
in here. So far ranked number 1 in the
I hear that's a
state.
good spot.
Yeah,
I hear
because
it's a
I
good
went
spot.
through the detox there too, and I was talking to him. You can go into the detox together, but once you go into the residential, then you have to go to a completely different campus. And there's only like 3 or 4 in Arizona.
And I think right
So-
now with stuff with the ARC going on.
Yeah, the ARC closed down, so it's like they're
Closed down.
yeah, and because I was gonna go to residential through there, and they wouldn't give me a bed because they opened it up to a bunch of people from the ARC. And I told them, I was like, your service that you give them out, everybody, I was like, I came here willingly. I wanted to save Buena Vista. The reason why I left is because they didn't have a bed for me. I was like, so don't you think their servers are gonna drop because a bunch of people from ARC who are there court ordered, people who don't want to be there, all that. I was like, they're gonna get shitty reviews because they're opening these beds up for all the people from the ARC, and I'm like, what are people like me that wanted to go to Buena Vista? I wanted to stay in Buena Vista because I liked Buena Vista. I liked everybody that was there. Honestly, that's my first choice of going back there. But it's just one of those things. It's like they closed down and they have thousands of beds that they have to fucking cover, and it's like,
I didn't know the ARC closed, bro.
Well, there's
Yeah.
something going on with the ARC.
Jeez.
so yeah, the whole place closed down. So now it's like there's thousands of people that they got to find beds for, and it's just like it's hard.
Wow.
So
So last question, brother. If any family or friends see this interview, do you have a message for them? Or do you want to say anything?
I don't, honestly,
Thank you.
thank you, I guess, for showing me a lot of things that I needed to know. Showing me a lot of things that I don't know. Some things I found out hurt, but some things, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. And all I say is thank you for putting up with my ass this far, I guess. And no matter what, I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm glad you have your girl. I'm also glad you guys both know the resources. That way you have the ability to devise a game plan as to what's available and what you could do, what's available to you. So I'm just glad you guys have that. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys talking with me. I've said in the past, other videos, like I still need to hear these stories.
Yeah.
YouTube is my recovery. I've been to AA like last year. I used to go to meetings a lot in the first year, you know what I mean? But I stopped going to meetings ever since I started doing YouTube. And I still need to hear these stories, man. You guys are helping me out 100%. So I'll give you my information. If you ever need a ride to detox or cope, any of them places, just hit me up.
Okay.
Any time of the day.
Definitely.
And hopefully, the next time I see you, if you guys ever want to do a follow-up, hopefully you'll be in a better situation. If not, it's okay. Just keep trying.
Right?
Just keep trying, bro.
That's all you can do.
I know the shame and guilt that comes with it, man.
Yeah.
With just having the recovery in you, and then you're still out here. I know how that feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just
I think I'd rather
hope.
sit next to you and get singed than watch you burn, huh?
Yeah, no shit.
It's always hope.
Yeah. It's all about perspective, man.
Yeah.
Just gotta stay positive.
All right. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.